What's up, Capricorn? With your May, how do they feel about me? Love reading. This is for my lovely Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is a general love reading and may not resonate with every Capricorn out there. All right, Spirit, so how does this person feel about Capricorn for the month of May? So my mind is repeating one thing to me, and it is, you are on the right path. I feel like those of you who chose this pile may be in a situation where you are drawn to something, a place, someone, an opportunity, a career, a hobby, an idea that your soul is kind of calling you to go after. But at the same time, it may not necessarily be the path with least resistance. It may be, in a physical sense, something that is not necessarily the most practical thing, something that maybe other people don't expect you to do. It might be something that people around you find strange, or not everyone around you understands or agrees with. But first of all, that doesn't mean that it's wrong. If other people are doubting what you want to do in your own life, that is not necessarily relevant, especially not in this case, because I feel like your intuition is trying to tell you that you are drawn to the right thing. You're drawn to it for a reason. You're drawn to it because it aligns with you. And I think you already know this. I think you have a very strong intuition. No matter how old you physically are, I feel like you have an incredible amount of wisdom. You may be 80, you may be 18. But you are really, really wise. And in this case, especially, what other people say, it doesn't really matter. So don't let them take from your confidence or from your inner knowing. Don't let them make you second guess yourself. Because there is a reason you are drawn to this thing, this place, this opportunity, this person. And it feels like whatever this thing is, it's going to be the first step to an entirely new chapter for you. And it feels like it's going to bring in a lot of abundance and a lot of happiness. I'm thinking of the happiness card from this deck, which, we have abundance. This is a bottom deck energy. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality, no matter how impossible or impractical it may seem. That part doesn't really matter, because it just feels like whatever this is it's meant for you. And I don't like saying that, I don't like using that phrase, like meant for, but I really have no other way of explaining how right this feels and how encouraged you are to go after this, no matter what people might say. And it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. Especially maybe not in the beginning. It may take some getting used to. But it feels like you're at the end of a chapter and the beginning of a new one. This could be about moving to a new place. It could be about graduation. It could be about any significant milestone in your life. And it doesn't even need to be a significant milestone, like in terms of a specific birthday or a specific life event. But it feels like a significant milestone for you on a soul level. So don't let people place doubt in your mind about this. And I'm not saying never take other people's perspectives into account or anything of that sort. But don't let people make you stray from what you already know, because you have a very strong intuition. And sometimes when there's too much noise around us, it may become more difficult to hear our own intuition and to recognize how clear it sounds, because it's just muffled by all the other noise that's around. But your intuition knows, and it's clear, and it's telling you to do it. It's telling you to go. It's telling you to take that opportunity, take that risk. It's telling you to do it, because it will bring more to you than you can imagine right now. It may bring more to you than what you're aware of right now, what you may be dreaming of currently. And it might be scary. New things are often scary, but that doesn't mean that it's wrong. Don't confuse fear or doubt with information from your intuition. Because again, I feel like your intuition is telling you very loudly, well, maybe not very loudly, but very clearly, that what you are drawn to is good for you. It's going to be good for you, even if there are some challenges that may come with it too. I feel very excited, and I feel like you should allow yourself to be excited about this as well. It almost feels like people around you, or maybe certain circumstances around you, have made it difficult to be excited about this thing that you want, because maybe people think you can't get it, or you shouldn't get it, or it's not the easy thing to do, or it's not practical. That doesn't matter. Bottom deck energy is the 9 of Cups. Again, your soul, you know what you want. Other people can't tell you what you want or what you should want. I feel like it's the time to encourage yourself instead of trying to come up with reasons why this may not be a good idea, because it is a good idea. It's not necessarily going to be easy, but you're not drawn to this for no reason. I think it's important to recognize that your intuition is working with you and not against you. But sometimes our ego, our fears, it may make things seem terrifying because it wants to protect us from the unknown, from the potential of getting hurt, from the potential of failing. But while doing that, sometimes anxieties, these insecurities we have, they might hinder our progress instead of support it. Sometimes they may work against us. It feels like there's a lot of noise around you. Not necessarily physical noise from other people, but possibly internal noise as well, coming from anxiety or fear-based thoughts or beliefs about your own self. And it feels like it's time to mute those thoughts, because I think you've taken them into account enough, but it doesn't feel like it's getting you anywhere. And whatever this opportunity, this thing, this person is, this is what it is bringing you. The 10 of Pentacles. Stability, security, abundance, comfort, success. And it feels like it also brings you closer to inner fulfillment. I'm hearing you are safe. You are safe. We are looking out for you. You have a safety net. And the safety net is that your intuition is telling you to go for it. Because if it was going to hurt you, if it was going to cause a lot of pain, a lot of damage, you wouldn't be so drawn to this. And it might be helpful to, for the time being, just withdraw from anything and anyone or any opinion that kind of tries to put seeds of doubt into your mind, because it's just not necessary. It just makes the image more blurry, but Doesn't have to be. Because the message here, again, it's very clear. I cannot stress this enough. Allow yourself to have peace about this decision, this opportunity, this thing that you feel drawn to. You don't have to second guess yourself about this. It feels like it's a time to stop giving energy to people or situations that are holding you back in your life right now, whether this is through words or actions or just it's about just where you are physically. I feel like I'm just repeating myself at this point, but look at these cards. Look at all of this beautiful, powerful energy. This is your calling. Your intuition knows where you're going and that it's the right place to be. It's the right thing to do. Time to quiet any noise that is telling you otherwise, because it's not helpful. It's just slowing you down or confusing you or making you feel worse when you should be excited for what's coming. And dream big. I feel like now is a time to dream big. Don't hold back on your dreams either. You have so much potential, but I feel like maybe some of you don't see it. And you should. You deserve to see it, and you deserve to fulfill that potential and to go for everything you want to go for. Doesn't matter what people say. Doesn't matter if it's impractical. You can do it. People have done many impractical things. Let's get you some advice. We have acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. For some of you, maybe there is like a sacrifice to be made, or someone or something that disagrees with you that would just not be with you on this path, in this opportunity. And if there is a choice to be made about like the old and the new, the situations that you've been in so far, and something that is very much calling to you, it's your decision in the end. But at the same time, make sure that you're not putting yourself in a situation where you will resent yourself or other people or factors in this situation. Because you can't convince everyone to see it the same way as you. You can't convince everyone that you're doing the right thing. And you shouldn't have to, as long as you know it yourself. You can't control how other people see things, but that's okay. I also just dropped some cards. Oh, look at this one that came out. Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. And bottom deck energy is relationships. I am attracted to those people, things, places, opportunities that serve my higher good. And that's what I've been telling you. But of course, I've always take these messages, however they resonate with you, and I will now find channel's messages. Nothing of the fist in the frame, because it's kind of ugly. But, oh. Flip messages or to come through for my path lens. Don't compare yourself to others. This is your journey. This is time for deep healing and transformations. This is a time for deep healing and transformations. Be proud of how much you have grown. Do not give your power away. You have the answers already. Okay, I'll just take the top two because I know I took all of these, but I feel like this is way too much now. Grounding yourself is important at this time. And you need to prioritize your own well-being in this situation. Don't settle for less than what you deserve. And this was already, I think, under this one or this one of those. And one more message. Wow. Try to understand yourself better. And bottom deck is there are blessings on their way to you. Or maybe you are on your way to them, depending on the situation. We have the throat chakra. And I think this comes down to kind of asserting yourself and your beliefs. If there are people that are telling you otherwise, people that are trying to hold you back. And that doesn't necessarily have to mean like people have bad intentions or anything. But they may just not feel it the way that you do. And I think that feeling is something you shouldn't ignore. You are heard. Positivity. This, I kind of put this down as a message because I wanted it to kind of be a message for when good things are coming your way. Which is further confirmation. And you are strong enough. It may not be an easy choice or an easy path, but you can do it. You are absolutely strong enough. And you have an incredibly strong intuition, which is remarkable. But you have to listen to it, because otherwise it doesn't really do much. And on this note, this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile ones. Let me know if this resonated. If it did not, there could be a message for you in another reading or one of the other piles. I hope you have a great day. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon. And bye. Hello, my beautiful pile twos, and welcome to your reading. Today we're looking into what your intuition has been trying to tell you. So let's get into it. We have Earth, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus energies could be significant, but they don't have to be. We have number 5, Law of Harmony and Purification. We have number 24, Control. We have Return to Joy. We are here to experience joy. We have A Time for Healing, Balsamic Moon, and we have Believe in the Impossible, the Moon. We have number 40, Water Element Sensing, and we have number 33, 9th House, Faith. The first thing I feel is that the majority of the scenarios here might diverge into two separate paths and two separate situations, where some of you might be going through a separation currently, and others of you might be connecting with someone new. It kind of feels like you're in a transitional or gateway kind of space. And the message that is coming through here very strongly for me is that you can't control what other people choose to do. And there is peace in knowing this, that you are not responsible for the actions of everyone and everything around you. And that it is okay to allow things to happen as they will, to allow people to make their own choices and their own decisions, with the knowledge that you are not the one that is always responsible for these decisions. You are not the one that should make these decisions for them. And you shouldn't ever have to convince someone or force someone to choose you, or to choose the responsible thing, or to choose the right thing. For those of you who may be connecting with someone new, I think it's important to recognize that this person is choosing to connect with you because they choose to do so. And if you are separating from someone, while it may not be easy, it's also important to recognize that the person that is walking away is doing so because they chose to do so, and you shouldn't ever have to convince them otherwise. You shouldn't have to force them or make them. But I understand that, of course, it's not easy to separate from someone or to be going through a separation. You may be experiencing a lot of overwhelming emotions, a lot of confusing thoughts as well, and that's okay. But there is peace in knowing that you don't have to be the one responsible for the outcome of every single situation. You don't have to be the one responsible for other people's actions or what they choose to do. And once you recognize this, it may also become easier to accept new energies into your life as well, with the knowing that you didn't force these people to come find you. You didn't control them. You didn't have to convince them to come find you. And if someone is around you right now, giving you love or wanting to give you love or connect with you, if someone is caring about you and telling you that they do, this is not because you convinced them. It's not because you made them do it. It's because they want to. And I think sometimes it's easy to forget this, that the people around us are here in our life because they choose to be, and the people who are not are often not in our lives because of the same reason. Of course, there will be exceptions to every situation. But I feel like this is something that applies to situations in general. And I've always found peace in working with this thought and trying to embody it as much as possible. And it is a lot easier said than done. But I think you need to set yourself free from that responsibility of feeling like you should be the one to control outcomes. And if you are currently going through a separation, know that this is not the final state of things. This is not how you will always feel, even if it may seem like it. There will be a time where maybe you will be able to give yourself some peace about what happened, and what happened has already happened, and you can't go back to the past and change it. And there is peace in accepting that as well. And I think your intuition, whether you are connecting with someone new or you are in a separation right now, I think your intuition is trying to tell you that you need to allow things to be, and you don't need to feel like you should be in control of everything that is happening right now, even if it may seem like it. I think this is a big lesson to learn, and I think it is something that could potentially bring a lot of healing, a lot of soothing energies to you as well. This really feels like a gateway kind of time where some of you may be experiencing a loss of some kind, and some of you may be trying to open up or stay open to something new that is coming in. And this doesn't have to be a romantic situation either. And it doesn't even have to be a person, but for most of you, it does feel like a connection of some kind. And especially if this is someone new that is coming in, I think it's important to remind yourself that you are safe. And this is real, and it is really happening. And it's not because you forced this person into your life. It's because you allowed them space to come in. And this almost feels like the same situation, but at different time points. So if you are going through a separation right now, maybe it's a time where you're making space for a new connection. In your own time, no rush. But it almost feels connected. Like it comes across as two groups because it's just a continuation of the same scenario, but just at different time points. Let's get into the tarot. My neighbor seems to be suddenly moving this stuff around. I hope it's not coming across too loud on camera, but if it is, I hope it's not too distracting. Let's see, what has your intuition been trying to tell you? The Hound, the 9 of Wands. If you're taking on the responsibility for other people's actions in your connections, it feels like you're just hurting yourself and exhausting yourself for things that are essentially outside of your control. People are responsible for their own decisions. You are as well. We have a 9 of Pentacles, and it really feels like it could bring in a lot of peace to release yourself from the responsibility of controlling outcomes. We have the Chariot in reverse. Cancer energy could be significant. And we have the Magician, Gemini, or Virgo energies could also be significant. It could be helpful to kind of shift your focus to things that are in your control. So your own actions and the way you interact with situations yourself. We have the moon in reverse. Cancer and Pisces energy could be significant. We have the Four of Swords. Actually, we're going to go this way. We have the Four of Swords. We have the Nine of Cups. We have 3 nines. And again, this is giving me that gateway energy, like you are about to wrap up a cycle. And it feels like a cycle of healing, and you have just met someone new, or you've just been introduced to a new situation, or you are about to be introduced to a new situation or connection once you have made space for it. We have the Three of Wands. If you are currently healing from a past situation, it's okay that growth and healing comes and goes, well, comes in waves. Doesn't have to be a straight line, doesn't have to be on a timeline. Well, it doesn't have to be time capped, because you need to do it at your own pace. We have the King of Wands in reverse. For some of you, a past situation may have brought in a lot of insecurity about your own abilities and about who you are, about what you are able to achieve, what you are able to do. But I think for some of you, this might be because you may have been trying to control outcomes that were actually beyond your control. So it's not that you failed at doing it, it was because you took on kind of an impossible task. It feels like in the past you may have given your power away, but it feels like now is the time to bring it back and to cut any situation off that is not serving you anymore, and that is just taking your energy and not bringing any results and not bringing you any happiness or comfort or peace or understanding. I feel like all of you are in a place of calling something new into your life. Again, this feels like kind of the same situation at different time points. I think some of you already know what you're calling in, but some of you may not know. But it feels very fulfilling. It feels like it is exactly what you would have wanted. And it is also what wants you. And we have the Three of Cups coming through as well. It almost feels like some of you have been withholding joy, or maybe unconsciously punishing yourself for something that was always beyond your control, taking responsibility for something that you don't have to take responsibility for. And maybe if you are in the process of opening up to a new situation in your life, you could be projecting this guilt, this energy onto this new situation as well. But this new situation is here because it wants to be. It's not because you forced it. It's not because you tricked it into wanting you. I think it's very important that you have a lot of compassion for yourself. The same way you have it for other people, the same way you can justify other people making certain decisions or choosing to do certain things. You need to extend compassion to yourself as well. And it's okay to feel any emotion that comes up. There's no set list of emotions that you have to feel when going through a separation or when you're experiencing a new connection. So be soft with yourself, regardless of what it is that you're feeling. Allow yourself to process these emotions. Allow yourself to truly feel them. And allow these emotions to pass through you. They're just emotions. They don't define who you are. And these are just experiences. The fact that these experiences have happened to you does not define who you are, but what you choose to take from these experiences and what you choose to turn them into is what matters the most. The Ace of Cups in reverse also flipped upright, so I do feel like there could be lessons around self-love and self-compassion that are significant for you at this time. And this is not a one-time lesson either. I think we constantly learn and grow, especially in terms of self-love and self-appreciation and self-compassion. It's easy to say, love yourself, accept yourself, but it's not that easy in practice. We have a lot of feelings. We experience a lot of things. It's a lot to deal with. Existing is not a small feat. And I feel like it's time to pull your energy to yourself and to give your power back to yourself and to know the kind of situations that you deserve and to choose those situations and to allow these situations to choose you as well. To know that they are choosing you not because you convince them or force them, but just because they want to. Sometimes there isn't that much to read between the lines. And you deserve to be in situations where you feel safe and comfortable and like it's not up to you to make it work. But should never be just your responsibility, especially if we're talking about connections. If there are two people involved, then it's a two-person job. It's not for just one person to figure out. I want to get you some advice now, and I cut the deck. Look what came up. We have surrender. I can release my need to control. So I'm just going to take this because I feel like this is all I've been playing in this pile this whole time. And I know this may not be an easy message to hear. I understand. I don't want to trigger you in any way, especially if this message doesn't apply to you. But this is what's been coming through very strongly for me. I feel like you're at a time where you're experiencing immense emotional growth and where you are making your relationship, or you have the opportunity to make your relationship with your own self much stronger. What advice wants to come through? We have forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. One more, please. That message wants to come through for my beautiful pile twos. We have acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. I also want to get some messages from this stack. This is not very easy to shuffle, but I will try my best. I'm hearing you deserve love. Allow yourself to give it to yourself. The universe is not outside of you. This for me is all about recognizing that there is love all around you and you are connected. You're not alone. Sometimes you may feel alone in your experience, but you are not. Even if you can't see the support that is all around you. I think you have an incredibly big heart. But it feels like maybe certain parts of it have been blocked because of past experiences. And maybe the flow of love to yourself has been blocked because of this too. And I think I'm just circling back to the same thing, but again, self-compassion and self-love. I cannot stress it enough how important these things are to allow yourself to feel. How important it is to allow yourself to feel these things. There's no need to try to control this situation. Shift your perspective and you will see. You need to prioritize your well-being in this situation. Divine timing is at play right now. Especially if you were kind of on the verge of closing a chapter and calling in a new experience, especially if you're preparing for a new experience. You don't have a deadline. So there's no need to rush. It's okay to ask for help. You are not alone. You will make the right decisions. In the end, it's up to you what situations you decide to give to. But I think in whatever situation you're involved in right now, it's important that you prioritize your own well-being and that you pay very close attention to how situations are making you feel. There is something you need to set yourself free from. What message wants to come through for my beautiful pile twos? There is no need for concern now. All is well. And we have don't let negativity consume you. And bottom deck energy is there's too much noise, connect to your intuition. Which is very fitting because this reading was all about what your intuition has been trying to tell you. Connect to your intuition. You're not lost, you're discovering. There is more to be revealed in this situation. Focus on your own journey. And crown chakra. All these messages, of course, are also open to your own interpretation, depending on your situation. And on this note, this is all I have for you. Let me know if this resonated. If it did not, there could be a message for you in another reading or one of the other piles. So if you feel called to do so, definitely do check those out. I'm sending you lots of love. Take care and bye. Hello, my beautiful pile threes, and welcome to your reading. We are looking into what your intuition has been trying to tell you. And we're starting with these oracle cards. We have the 9th house. Sagittarius energy could be significant. We have number 41, inner transformation. Number 28, vigilance, caution. We have surrender with joy, achieve greatness through surrender. We have look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius, and adjustments are required, a 3rd quarter moon. We have number 25, first house, the body, and we have Scorpio, I transform, number 20. Pile through, you are doing incredible already. I think you may have been exploring your spirituality quite a bit already up until this point, and you may have been really focused on healing, and you may have been very focused on releasing yourself of self-limiting beliefs. But it feels like now is the time to aim bigger. You may have been seeing a lot of repeating numbers or having strange dreams that you can't quite place. And it feels like all of these signs you may have been receiving, or this inkling you may have been feeling, it all points back inwards. I feel like you've already been doing amazing. I cannot stress that enough. I think you are a very powerful spiritual being, and I think you're already aware of this. But it feels like it's time to experiment more and to maybe explore thoughts or perspectives that you haven't really tapped into yet, that you haven't really experienced yet, that you could learn a lot from. It feels like it's time to put yourself in situations that are new and that could possibly be challenging as well. It's time to take opportunities that you may have avoided in the past because it wasn't time. It feels like now it is time. And it feels like it's time to encourage yourself to go after whatever these experiences may be, and to encourage yourself to be more curious, to let your guard down, and to keep an open mind about whatever it might be that you end up experiencing. I'm hearing astral projection, so maybe this is something that someone wants to experiment with, but you haven't had the courage to do so far. It feels like you are ready for more. Whatever the next level for you might be, whether this has to do with trying a new kind of breathing technique or trying meditation, wherever you might be on your journey, trying, I forgot what that's called, but when you meditate and then you just write, there has to be a name for that. It just feels like it's time to explore new avenues of how you can express your spirituality, or how you can explore it more as well. And it's time to set yourself free from any limitations or fears that might still be holding you back. It's a time to be brave, and it's a time to see and learn as much as you can. One other side message I'm getting is that there may be certain people or situations that are holding you back or keeping you kind of slowing you down or keeping you in a cycle that you don't necessarily have to be in anymore. It feels like it's a time to put yourself first and to really shift your focus to yourself as well. And in the physical sense, like physical sense as in things outside of your inner world, feels like all is well, and all will be well as you take some time to prioritize yourself and to pour energy into yourself. The world, your world, will not fall apart when you take some time for yourself. It really feels like it's time to bring your focus, your attention inwards, and to experience a whole new level of yourself, and to experience yourself in a whole new way, which is very exciting. I think this is a very exciting message. Some of you might be wanting to learn how to read tarot. You may have an innate skill for it. And for some of you, it almost feels like that kind of gateway where you might pick up something that you never, ever considered before. Though if you are watching a tarot reading, maybe you already are into this stuff a little bit. So, you know, regardless of how into all of this stuff you are or not, I think you are very talented in these avenues, whatever your specific thing might be. I'm also getting coffee cup readings. Is that what they're called? Which I also find quite interesting, though I'm not very good at that. And you don't have to do readings, obviously. That doesn't need to be your thing at all. But I just feel like you have something to share. You have something you need to experience first, and then something you could possibly teach other people as well. And I feel like it is time to recognize that you have unexplored tricks up your sleeve. But let's get into the tarot. I feel very excited. Like, I cannot contain myself. I'm standing up again. I did this in pile 1, too. I can't, I'm too excited to sit down right now. Ow. Okay, I will sit down, because otherwise it's a little bit awkward shuffling up. Not the best shuffle, but we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, we have the Chariot in reverse, and we have Judgment in reverse. There's definitely something you are not seeing, but I don't think it relates to your physical world or any physical situations at all. It feels more like something you're not recognizing about yourself and about your own talent. You may have dreams that kind of give you hints about things as well. My grandma, she has them sometimes, which I didn't even know until very recently. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of like different ways how you may explore, like, to give you ideas, but I guess you can also Google it, or maybe you already know. We have the King of Swords in reverse. We have the King of Pentacles. I'm just going to continue from this side, I think. The Six of Cups in reverse. I almost never say this. I don't know if I've ever said this, but I feel very called to tell you that there might be someone that is not in your current physical reality that is wanting to connect with you and let you know about something. And your intuition might be trying to tell you to stay open to messages, however they might find you. It might be on a billboard, it might be on Instagram, it might be from a stranger that you see on the street. It might be from a tarot reading, it might be from a piece of paper you find on the ground. It might be in a dream. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Empress in reverse. I feel like all of this is just repeating the same message to remove any barriers, any limitations that you may perceive. And if you're very skeptical about your own spirituality, I understand that completely as well. It was something I dealt with quite a lot and sometimes still do, to see if my kind of more, I don't know, scientific upbringing and beliefs can coexist with my spirituality, and they absolutely can. Like, my grandpa is a doctor, and he's also one of the most spiritual people I know. So I feel like it definitely, it all can coexist. But it is about what you allow yourself to see and the kind of experiences that you are open to. And you may already be like very, very, very into spirituality and express it in many ways. And if that's the case, I would say your intuition just is telling you to take it a step further, because there is still more to see. And know that you don't have to convince anyone else about your own beliefs and about your own experiences. Our entire experience here is very subjective. How can we even tell if we all perceive the same thing, you know? Or if we see the colors, if we see colors the same way. Remember that your experience is just entirely yours. And no one else can tell you what you should be feeling or seeing or thinking or what's right. Because what do they know? And we have the High Priestess coming out, which again is giving me the sense that you are spiritually very talented, very wise, very powerful. But you need to allow yourself to have the bravery, to have the courage to explore that as well. We have the Hermit and we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like this is just repeating the same message. Go within, go within, go within. It's not outside, it's on the inside. I want to get you some advice now from this deck that I think is called the Soul's Journey Oracle, but I'm not sure, but you can find it in the description box. Anyway, I'm gonna try after I film. So what message wants to come through for my beautiful pile 3s? Your message almost feels like a challenge of your intuition. Like you need to figure out the message yourself. Because I feel like in the other groups, the message was a lot more specific about a specific situation. But for you, this feels more like a challenge. Like, I dare you to explore more and figure this out yourself, what it is that you need to see. And I want to help you more. I'm not satisfied with this, but I also feel like no matter what, it's just gonna give me the same message. We have loneliness. I know that I am never alone. I really like this image. I just noticed that you are very connected. Absolutely. And I hope you can feel that too. And if not, maybe that is something to explore as well. Your roots and your connections. What message wants to come through for pile 3? What message wants to come through for my death? I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. Some of you may have a relative that has passed away, like a grandfather, a father, uncle, or a friend, like a close friend, or a mentor kind of figure that you are still very much connected to. We have indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. We also have this one that flipped with it. I know that I cannot change the past. I feel called to say, don't be hard on past versions of yourself. And I feel called to remind you that you need to remember that we often just do the best with what we knew at the time. Now let's get some more messages. Be proud of how much you have grown. I think this was also what I was getting at the beginning of the reading, essentially. Don't compare yourself to others. This is your journey. You can't forget who you are. Ooh. Ooh. Everything will fall into place when the time is right. You are much stronger than you know. It's okay to ask for help. You are not alone. Soothe your soul. You are safe. And let's get some more. You are meant for more than what you allow yourself. Okay, I flipped back in, but I will take it anyway. It will all make sense soon when the time is right. We have there is something you need to set yourself free from, as well as the bottom deck energy, which is the universe is not outside of you. What muffins pens through? One moment. Our feet. You did your best with the information you had at the time. Did I not just say this? Okay. We have meditation. Another idea, which I think I already mentioned, and I think that's maybe the most basic thing in mindfulness and spirituality, but we have you are on the right path. The universe has your back. Share your gifts with the world. Would you look at that? And this is for your highest good. I promise you will like it. And on that note, this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile of threes. Let me know if this mysterious message resonated with you. If not, there could be a message for you in one of the other piles or in another reading altogether. So if you feel called to do so, definitely do check those out. I am sending you lots of love. Take care and bye. Hello, my beautiful pile fours, and welcome to your reading. Today we're looking into what your intuition has been trying to tell you to hopefully make that message a whole lot more clear. So we are starting with these oracle cards first, and we have Jupiter. We have number 53, deception. Number 66, physical body. And I'm hearing you are safe. You are safe. It's my mind keeps repeating it to me. You are safe. So I think the first and foremost thing that your intuition needs you to know is that you are safe. In the past, you may have been situations where you felt very unsafe and like you had to have your guard up. But right now, it's not that situation. You are not there anymore and you are safe. I just wanted to say that before I get into this more. Especially because maybe seeing deception, I thought could have been a little bit alarming, but I don't want it to alarm you because you are safe. And this is giving a whole message about where you may have been in the past rather than where you are right now. But we have, trust your gut feeling. Let your heart lead you to who you are. We have a new moon in Capricorn. Your hard work is paying off. We have a new start is coming, new moon. We have number 26, second house owning. Taurus energy could be significant. And we have Sagittarius. I see number 21. There is nothing here to read between the lines. And this is especially for those of you who may be getting into a new connection with someone, or you may have moved to a new place after leaving behind a very difficult situation that may have brought you a lot of pain, a lot of anxiety, and a lot of fears. It's perfectly normal to feel this way coming out of a situation as difficult as the one you may have been in. I just saw 222 as well. There is absolutely nothing wrong about any of the feelings that might come up. So first of all, remember to have compassion for yourself if you do feel negatively about things. If you do get scared, if you do lash out where you are right now, even though it is safe, it feels like past trauma could still be affecting you in a way where it's difficult to feel comfortable and safe and comfortable with being vulnerable in new situations that you are currently in. But I promise you there is nothing to read between the lines, and your intuition is trying to tell you that you are safe. You don't have to look for hints about what might go wrong. You don't have to have your guard up. You don't need to be on edge wondering when this will go wrong. And I can't promise you that everything will be perfect wherever you are right now, but the past is not here anymore, though it might still have a hold on you in ways that might be projecting onto the current situations that you are in right now. And it's important to acknowledge what is actually happening now and what is a ghost of the past that is still affecting you. And again, there is nothing wrong with experiencing these feelings. So please don't be hard on yourself if you are experiencing anxiety and projecting it onto something that is currently in your life that does not actually make you feel this way, but reminds you of past emotions. You just need to allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you feel, but you need to remind yourself that you are not in the past anymore. You're not in that old situation, that old story anymore. And it really comes down to being open and honest, which is not always that easy. But if you are currently in a partnership or in a new place, I will just treat this as if it is a person to make it a little bit more simple. To not make the reading too confusing, but you can apply this to any current situation that you are in, any newer situation in your life that may come across as more challenging. Because if most of what you've experienced has been difficult, unhealthy dynamics, a healthy dynamic or someone who is being open and honest and vulnerable or willing to give you as much as you are willing to give them, it may be terrifying. It's hard to, it's kind of like how if you are in a very dark room and suddenly someone turns the light on and it hurts your eyes and it's very difficult to adjust for a little bit, that's kind of what it might feel like. But you always eventually recognize that it's not dark anymore and the light may be uncomfortable at first, but give yourself time to adjust. Just in the same way your eyes have to adjust to the light after you've been in the dark for a while, it goes the same for your emotions and the amount of safety that you feel, the amount of comfort that you're able to feel. But allow yourself to be open to change and open to seeing this current situation for what it really is. If you are connecting with a new person, they're not trying to stab you from the back. They're not trying to hurt you. They're not lying to you. They're not hiding things from you. The energy here feels quite crystal clear to me. And it feels like it is nothing like what was in the past, but you need to allow yourself to see that and to be open to the possibility that not every experience that will find you from this point on will be a mirror image of the past. There may be certain situations that remind you of things that happened in the past, and they might be very triggering, but don't be hard on yourself if There are negative emotions that come up if you get very anxious about certain things. But be open with whoever you are with and whoever you are currently experiencing these negative emotions about. Because to me, I feel like it may not be really about them. So be open with them about your past experiences. Allow yourself to express to yourself and to whoever else is involved currently why you might feel the way that you do, why you might have reacted in a certain way to something that you didn't want to react to in that way, or you didn't need to react to in that way. It's okay to feel whatever you are feeling, but it's also very important that you acknowledge these feelings and not push them away, and to not let yourself be consumed by anxiety, which is a whole lot easier said than done, because anxiety is uncontrollable often, and it is unpredictable, and it is not rational. But it's important to practice reminding yourself that you are safe. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to hide. You don't have to shut down. You are safe. But your body might still remember past experiences where you weren't. So again, allow yourself to feel whatever comes up, but don't let it give you the idea that it's always going to be this way, or that something is wrong right now. Because I really don't think so. And I think your intuition is trying to tell you the same thing. But let's get into the tarot. What is pile 4's intuition trying to tell them? We have the moon, we have strength, Cancer, Pisces, and Leo energies to be significant. We have the Tower in reverse. You don't have to be afraid, but it takes bravery to face the light after sitting in the dark for so long. And sometimes being in the light also makes some of our wounds more visible that we couldn't really see in the dark, and they were maybe easier to ignore then. But now that you are in the light again, now that it's becoming sunny again, maybe some wounds are becoming more highlighted. You're getting to see where you bleed. And I feel like now is the time to tend to those wounds, while also recognizing that it is not the sunny weather that inflicted those wounds onto you either. And the sun is not making it hurt more, but it is making them more obvious and more visible to your eyes. But the good thing about that is once you can see a wound clearly, it can also come up with a better plan on how to heal it, how to work on it, whether it needs stitches or it's okay with just some bandaging. We have the Four of Wands in reverse. You might feel like you are a little bit outside of your comfort zone, and it might take a little bit of traveling to the edge of your comfort zone to face some of these past wounds and fears or habits that you may have. but you don't need these habits anymore. We have the Two of Swords in reverse. So again, I think it's important to see the current situations that you are in exactly for what they are. Because I don't think there is anything to read between the lines, even if you might feel like something is telling you otherwise. That's not your intuition. That is most likely just your anxiety trying to warn you because it remembers what happened before, but your intuition knows. But because your intuition knows and it's calmer than your anxiety, it might be more difficult to hear it too. Scorpio or Aquarius energies could also be significant. We have the Ace of Swords. It's crystal clear because the moon and the, it's you're already seeing everything that there is to see. It's all in front of you. There's nothing hidden. We have Judgment. And I think you need to be proud of how much growth you are experiencing and how brave you are for putting yourself in new situations as well. Even though past situations may not have worked out the way that you would have wanted them to. It's very admirable that you're still willing to give it a go. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't mean you never get scared or insecure or anxious. But I hope you can see how brave you are, and how strong you are as well. Can we clarify the Tower in reverse, please? Reverse. We have the Nine of Pentacles. And I think we have the Lovers. Whatever situation you're in right now, I think this person sees your incredible strength, your incredible energy. If this is not a person, but I think you will get recognition for this as well, because it feels like you're coming back home to who you really are, especially as you kind of shake off these anxious feelings or these self-limiting beliefs that you may have gathered from the past, but they're not true. And I think you will come to recognize that too. Hopefully you will. But I think you will. I don't remember if I said this, but Gemini energy could also be significant. And if you are currently single and are looking for a partner, a relationship, a connection, I feel like that is coming to you too. That you have to decide to kind of hang out on the edge of your comfort zone for a little bit. We have the Devil, so Capricorn energy could also be significant. And this is giving a clear message that it's time to cut ties with the past. And this is a whole lot easier said than done. And what you've experienced will be different. And there will be many, many different scenarios. So I can't give one piece of advice that will help you cut the past off, or I can't tell you one thing that will fix everything. But whatever happened in the past, it's not happening anymore. Even if it may feel like it. It's in the past. It can't be changed, but it's also not happening anymore. And you are safe. Let's get you some advice. From our What advice wants to come through for my beautiful pile fours? What advice wants to come through for my beautiful pile fours? Universe, what advice? Oh, we have surrender. I can release my need to control. I feel good when I can help others. I feel good when I help myself. We have humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. This is giving me, like, reminding me of that whole sunny weather metaphor I was talking about. Bottom deck energy is acceptance. I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change, and we also have growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. I got the deck and we have fear. And this is the last one I'll take, I promise. Otherwise, we'll have the whole deck. But I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. And we also have love right behind it. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Okay, I'm not going to look at more cards, I promise. And we will now get some channeled messages. Trust in the signs you receive, and if you don't believe me, ask for signs about this situation. Look what came out. You are protected and you are safe. There is no need to rush. You can't forget who you are. Ask the universe for a sign. You need to prioritize your well-being in this situation. Divine timing is at play right now if you are manifesting something. We have physical exercise. Maybe this could help as an outlet. Going on a run or stretching to help things feel like they're flowing more, to get your blood pumping. It can be a nice outlet, but it's not for everyone, so you don't have to. But I included that because I think sometimes it just really helps. But of course, if you feel like your body just needs a lot of rest, a lot of snuggles, a lot of tea, then that is also perfectly okay. You don't need to leave your house at all, or your bed. And we have move into an energy of gratitude and practice compassion for yourself especially. We have throat chakra, which I'm putting here because I think there is like, well, first of all, I think there's a need to be open and honest, both with yourself and anyone else involved in the situation or situations that you might currently be in. But at the same time, this ties back to self-expression. And I think we can express ourselves in any way, just by running as well and letting it out. Did you put them on a pedestal? Share your gifts with the world. I heard stay open to love. You are manifesting love. Stay still. Well, I guess these are kind of opposing, but I meant this more in the sense of stay still and present. But, you know, do what works for you in the end. And there is great power in acceptance, which is a repeating message because acceptance is here as well. But on this note, this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile fours. Let me know if this resonated. If it did not, there could be a message for you in another reading or in one of the other piles. So if you feel called to do so, definitely do check those out. I'm sending you lots of love. Take care and bye.